energy to be as loud as the disrespect was. That's all I need. It was a bad shot, but he was out of rhythm as well.
Don't try to take up. That was a bad shot.
He was out of rhythm though. Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Kendall. I'm here with my man Khalil, and this is another episode of the Wild Card. Khalil, how you feeling today, bro?
We're going with these intros, right?
I mean, you the one pressing the button, so. Are you lagging or is it me? Ah, shoot, guys. We've been having some technical difficulties, so we'll see what happens. Cause So you just gonna leave me like this, huh? Well, I guess I can start out by asking how the comments are doing today. How are y'all? What's going on with y'all? Since he's not gonna be able to answer my question, apparently. Dang, I'm really by myself now. Oh wow. I'm swag. Yeah. Yeah, I'm swag. You swag. Everybody swag. Well, almost everybody. Guess I'm gonna have to keep y'all entertained, huh? Swagging the Fool. Actually, when are we coming on the show? I mean, it's a great week. It's a great week for us. He said lock the door. He better not pull up on me today. He pull up on me today. It's gonna be crazy. Again. But nah, I don't think he's gonna pull up on me. He might though. If he do, y'all, I think my door locked this time, so it's gonna be a little bit more awkward than it was last time. But who knows? But just to give y'all a little bit of a rundown about what we're talking about today. All right, that's a bet. That's a bet. Just to give y'all a little bit of a rundown about what we're talking about today. We having a football preview. We play Mississippi Valley State this weekend for football. So very interested in that. Hopefully we can bounce back because right now, as far as the win column, we kind of struggling a little bit. Then we got all right. All right.
I don't know why my Wi-Fi decided to switch to the whole school Wi-Fi instead of the dorm Wi-Fi. I'm not even gonna ask. But let's continue with the show. Let's get on track. Kendall,
bro.
let's get this rolling too. Sorry guys about the delay, man. Sorry about the delay. You see the information about the delay there real quick. Kendall, first question of the day. Can Alabama State bounce back against Mississippi Valley State this coming weekend? What do you think?
I think we can. I think this is a this is a good day, or this is a good game for us to kind of get our bearings back. I mean, we after the Jackson State game and everything that happened this last week. I think that I think that we can. I think that we can bounce back for sure. Mississippi Valley State, they're 0-6. They have the worst offense in the SWAC. The 8th ranked defense. So I think that it's a good opportunity for us.
I definitely agree. I think it's good to have a sense of normalcy again. I am praying that this is an easy win, no stress. Every game that we played this season has been a stressful game. Aside from the UCLA game, it was kind of set in stone who was going to win that game from the get-go. Mm-hmm. I just want to see our offense have some success. I think our defense is more than capable of doing what they do week in and week out. I think last week was the best game they played the season by far. Mm-hmm. Coach Ryan Lewis has those players. He has them balling. Bubba balled out this past weekend. I think he had some really really good games in the recent weeks. I also think our secondary has been playing very well. They've been very improved. Again, I think that we found. Yeah, for sure. I think that we found a winning formula. There was a lot of rotations that we did Saturday that I really liked. I think it was necessary in order for us to play Jackson State, considering they keep a lot of fresh bodies out there. So
Mhm.
it was definitely interesting to see us come out there in that situation.
Yeah, for sure. I think that having those rotations and stuff, having depth is a very important thing for us, and I think especially on the defensive side of the ball, because if you have depth at those positions that we need some depth at, like corner and linebacker, I think, and they can still produce. I think that we're doing exactly what we need to do. So I'm really encouraged by that because everybody played pretty well on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, of course, you had some lapses, but I think overall I was impressed by the way that they played last week. And like I said before, Mississippi Valley State is the worst offense in the SWAC. So I think that they'll
And one of the worst defenses as well.
yeah, I think that we'll be able to really hone in on the defensive side of the ball, and hopefully we can create some turnovers too to help our offense out because we both know that's a totally different monster right now.
Yeah, turnovers is something that we forced a lot. Well, not a lot of last week, but in the more recent weeks, I think our defense has forced a lot more turnovers than last year. Last year we were more bend but don't break, but as the
Mm,
week has gone on and the years have gone on, I mean as the season's gone on, we forced a lot more turnovers, which is definitely a big up to our defensive staff. Um, I think that they have a great running game. They have the sixth ranked rusher in the SWAC right now. And I think if I'm not mistaken, I'm sorry if I pronounce his name wrong. It's something Johnson. I think it's Charles Johnson. My phone isn't near me right now, so I'm sorry. But they do have the sixth ranked rusher in the SWAC. And one thing we did good last week was stuffing up Jackson State's run game.
mhm.
And I think that's something we can take advantage of. If we can come out every week and play like we did last week against Jackson State, we have the best defense in the SWAC, or at least the top two defense. A SWAC championship caliber defense, like I
I
said last
think
season.
I think statistically we're like top four. I think.
Number four,
Um,
exactly.
yeah, so it's one of those things where, like you said, I think if you take that UCLA game away, I think that we're definitely probably higher than four. Games like that always kind of skew the rankings as far as statistics is concerned. But I think that the defense, I'm really confident in the defense. Offense is kind of where I have some issues, and I think one of those issues is the fact that Demetrius, as far as we know right now, Demetrius isn't going to be playing. Um, Khalil, what are your thoughts about that? I know that's your guy, so like, How are you feeling about that?
Can you see me right now? Because I know my Wi-Fi is a little blurry.
Yeah, we can see you right now. Now, if we go out
Okay,
again,
I'm
then
making sure.
I don't know.
If I go out, you can still hold it down for me. All right, you got this one, man. This is the wild card. We do things big over here. But I think that I in a situation like this, I'm personally fine with whichever quarterback plays because I don't think
Mhm,
Mississippi Valley. We both know they're not a good football team. They're not good. They've only in the last 3 weeks they've only scored 3 touchdowns since SWAC plays began. They scored 7 against Jackson State. I want to say they scored 7 against UAPB, and they scored 7 against I can't think of the other opponent they played, but they've only been able to score 1 touchdown a game in the
mhm.
last 3 weeks. Our
Yeah.
defense is more than capable of holding them to that same statistic. Um, as far as offense, Kendall, I don't know. I've been hoping for I've been wishing upon a star that Demetrius is going to find some consistency and he
Mhm,
could stay healthy. And I've been wishing upon a star that our offensive line was going to show some consistency and keep my
mhm.
quarterback upright. But I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how many times I look up every single game. I see Demetrius on the ground, and every time he gets hit, it seems like he's broken in half. I'm just gonna be honest. I think the key to us winning against Texas Southern was us running the ball, and I think
Mhm.
that's something that we have to consistently do again to find any kind of success moving forward in the SWAC. Because no other defensive line in the SWAC besides FAMU possibly, and I'm not even too high on them. Can the time out? Can we get we're not even talking about Jackson State right now. So can we please the comment section? Can we
I
please
was
just
ignoring it
relax?
personally. I was ignoring it, to be honest with
Because we're moving past. We're moving on. That is the past. We're on to the season continues. You may not even be in this SWAC championship. You never mind. I'm sorry, I
you.
can't say.
What they
Back to my
say?
point.
On to the next one. That was Jay, right?
On to the next one, bro. And on to the next one. But I think that we have to find a level of consistency running the football. When we run the football, we have an effective offense.
Mhm. I agree with you. I think one of the things that bothers me about our offense is number one, obviously we can't get a consistent quarterback play. Just having a consistent person at that quarterback position. And when you have different quarterbacks playing, you gotta have a certain relationship with receivers. You gotta have a certain relationship with your linemen, with your team in general. I think both of them are both Demetrius Davis and Miles Crowley have proved that they can lead the team, but I think you come into you have an issue when you don't have consistency with your leader, and I think that that's something that we can suffer from. I think Miles is very capable of leading this team. Now we can get into his abilities and all of that, his intangibles, when it comes to that type of stuff. But I think as a leader, I'm confident in him leading us. I just think that we're gonna have to see how that goes. Offensive scheme has to be better, especially since he doesn't run around the pocket. He doesn't scramble as much as Demetrius does. So with an offensive line like we have, we got to be creative with the play calling, and I think that that's definitely something that is going to be a key to us winning.
Yeah, especially when you're talking about a guy like Levante Chenault, who is more than likely, I think at this point, I saw him in the calf earlier. He was walking, but it was with a limp.
Mhm.
When you're talking about him potentially missing the remainder of the season, or at least not playing, in the foreseeable future with 5 games remaining, you have to
With a
find a
knee
way to get
injury, right?
other players involved, huh?
That's a knee injury, right? That's what Coach Robinson
Knee
said.
injury, yeah.
Mhm.
And I hate that he got, like I said, I was very sick that he got injured against Jackson State. I was watching them and I could see what was going to happen because he's used to think about Levante. You got to remember he came from Colorado, so the DB that whoever was matched up in front of him against Jackson State, it wasn't
Mhm.
something that he hadn't seen before. It was going to be something that was very familiar. It was going to be business as usual for him. Like Coach
Yeah, for
Robinson
sure.
said, he doesn't believe anybody in the SWAT could cover him 1-on-1. Now I
Mhm.
won't go that far because we haven't seen enough of him yet, but I do believe he's one of the better receivers in the SWAT when healthy.
And that was one of the things that I keep saying about the quarterback play. Like it was one of the things that I was really it was kind of disappointing because like we keep talking about, he was one of the guys that we looked at as he's going to be, the best wide receiver on the team, or
Hmm.
if not number one, uh, uh close number two to Jeremiah Hickson. So I think that it's one of those things where he's a great he has a lot of great abilities. We talked about him as a deep threat a lot, and I think that that's still something that he could do. But yeah, as far as just staying on the field, he's had some struggles with injuries. I think he had an ankle injury before this knee injury that he's had now. So I'm looking forward to seeing him more. I'm hoping that when he comes back, hopefully it is during the season and he can get some more rhythm. You can see him play more. But right now, I don't really know.
Random. Please make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, please. Make sure you like as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Um, but yeah, I think we are struggling to find, like you said, finding consistency at the quarterback position has been the
Mhm.
battle for the past 2 years. I think that I'll be honest with you, Miles is he's the better pocket passer for this team. I will admit that. I will very much admit that, Kendall. But with this offensive line struggles,
Mhm.
Miles can also be a interception machine, as you saw against Jackson State, as you saw against UCLA. He can have moments when he looks like a really good player. I'm not saying he's not a good player, but
Mhm.
turning the ball over in interceptions is something that Demetrius didn't do, what Miles does. I think that's what separates the two.
I think that's natural though, because you got to think, especially if you are a pocket passer more like he is, you're going to rush your cadence, you're going to rush your progression. As a quarterback, your progression is like 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're going to have a lot of pressure on you, you're going to speed up your progression. You're going to miss receivers, and you're going to make some bad throws sometimes. So I definitely understand why that's happening. But as far as Miles' ability to get the ball down the field, I think if he's given enough time, I think he can do that for sure. I
I
would
think
like
both
to
quarterbacks
see,
can.
yeah, I would like to see them have better or have shorter routes. At times, we talked about getting the tight end involved last week or a couple of days ago. I think getting the tight end involved would definitely help too in the passing game for sure.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I also want to talk about the running back situation. We've seen Ja'Cory. Ja'Cory has struggled over the last week. Ever
Hmm.
since, I want to say, what was that? Prairie View A&M. He had obviously that was a big breakout game for him. over the
17
past.
carries, about a buck 40, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kendall, what do you think is going on with Ja'Cory that's not allowing him to consistently bring what he did against Prairie View A&M and even against Howard to a certain extent?
I mean, I think I'm not trying to put everything on the offensive line because I do think as a running back, you have to understand what you're being dealt. And I think that you have to be kind of creative in how you get your yards and how you get your carries. Which I think he's done a little bit. But I just feel like he's taking some of the hits he takes, I think can kind of hamper a running back that runs the way he runs.
I don't
And
think
I
he's been healthy,
also
honestly.
yeah, and that was another thing. I also don't think he's been fully healthy at all, really, this season. I forgot exactly what kind of. I don't know if he had surgery or he was coming off of a surgery or
He had a
something.
knee surgery in the spring.
Yeah, so I mean, that's kind of hard to because I think depending on how serious the knee surgery was, I mean, you're spending a good amount of the offseason. Um, you're spending a good amount of the offseason rehabbing, not
Rehabbing.
necessarily working. So I mean, that's something that I feel like might be hampering him for sure. I think the fact that we do have a Santo, we do have a Jawan Howe and a Santo Dunn, I think that is helping. That makes him a little less okay. You got to go out there and get 100+ yards every game. I think when it was just him last year because Ezra Gray was struggling with injuries. I think that made him have to step up and not really have to sit on the bench or whatever. But now I feel like with the running back core that we do have, he's a little bit more able to do that. So I really don't know. I feel like it's injuries though for sure.
Yeah, and one thing you mentioned was you said this. You feel like Santo Dunn was the best running back out of the bunch. Do you
Mhm.
still feel that way?
I think he's the best all around. One of the things that we talked about from the Howard game to now has been his ability, or yeah, his ability in the receiving game. He's by far, at least from what I've seen, he's the best receiving running back that we have, and I think that he adds a different level to his game. He's also really, really hard to take down. I mean, we've seen a whole bunch of guys try to take him down, and he's more likely to go out of bounds than he is to go down, like on the ground. So, I mean, that's something that I think that he definitely brings to the team. So, I definitely think he's the best all around running back on the team for sure.
It's just for me. I would like to see Juwan get more carries. I don't feel like we used him enough against
I was
Jackson State.
definitely confused about that. I was really confused
Because
about that.
he's a big physical running back.
Mhm.
Santo and Ja'Cory are more like obviously Ja'Cory's a big running back, but he doesn't run like a big running back. Santo is more finesse, he's more, receiving. Jawan is more, hey, I'm coming downhill. If you're in my way, I'm putting my head in your throat. Pretty much.
Mhm.
So I would just like to see Jawan, especially this upcoming week. I want to see the running back carries be dispersed equally, personally.
I think, especially against a team like Mississippi Valley State, now I
Time
definitely
out,
don't
time
think.
out, time out. Our cat, as far as donation button, our cash app is right here. Wildcard 2K. If you would like to send us money to support the cause, which we really appreciate, cash app is right there. We appreciate it. Continue. I'm sorry, buddy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I definitely think with a defense like Mississippi Valley State has, I think that's we have the ability to do that. I'm not. I'm by no means overlooking them because I think this is a team that you overlook, you can get beat by for sure. Um, I don't think we should be overlooking anybody at this point, especially with
Mm-mm.
if we do have SWAC championship aspirations, or we do have aspirations to be in the top four, top three, whatever it is, I definitely think that we every game is a must win for us, and we
So
need some
speaking of,
momentum.
you mentioned the SWAC champ. I'm sorry, mentioned the SWAC championship. Let's talk about
Mhm,
the standings for a minute. You see,
mhm.
currently we are we're pretty much at the bottom, I would say. But I don't think that our standing is indicative of where we stand overall, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I definitely don't think that's indicative of where we are. If you contend with the best team in the conference, the way we did, I mean, yeah, the game got a little out of hand at the very end, but I think if you contend with the team, I think that you're better. Like we've shown some of the capabilities that we have. So I definitely think that that's something that we can improve on and something that we can, end up getting cracking that top four, cracking that top three for sure.
And the season isn't over. I mean, I know it losing the Jackson State game definitely hurts. It
Mhm.
absolutely does. But there's still a lot of season left to play. You still got 5 games left, and you never know which way the ball is going to bounce. You never know injuries. You never know. Like we said before the season, each week in the SWAT, you're on notice. As
For
we
sure.
may have given the team a formula to beat Jackson State. Now, I don't think anybody else is going to beat them from this point forward, but you just never know. You just never
Mhm.
know what could happen at this point moving forward.
I think really it's all about, and I've been saying this, it's all about not playing to the level of your competition.
Yeah,
I feel like we've played teams at times that we can make mistakes and still beat, and I think that that's been proven. But when you go up against teams that you can't make mistakes against, they're going to capitalize off of your mistakes. Then that's when you really gotta scratch and claw to win a game. And I feel like that's what we've kind of struggled to do in those crunch time moments. We've struggled to not make those mistakes because a lot of the mistakes that we do make are game breaking mistakes.
people keep saying our season's over. The season is not over. It's very. Let me show this one more time, Kendall, if you don't mind. I understand that if you look at it at the bottom, you look at us. We're 1-2. We haven't played we haven't played any other team in our division outside of Jackson State. We hadn't played FAMU, we hadn't played A&M. We played Valley this weekend, and we played Bethune as well. So there is
Those are all
plenty
home
of
games.
ground.
Though most of those are home games too, besides the Bethune game.
Exactly, exactly, and on paper that the Classic is a home game as well. So there is plenty of time for us to gain ground and potentially Jackson State slip up at any point because week in and week out, it's a battle.
For sure. And I think that's one of the things that's in our favor is that we've had a lot of adversity the past 6 games, especially the last couple of games. So I think going into these next couple of games, like I said, we got to build momentum by beating
Yeah.
Mississippi Valley first. We beat
Now, I
Mississippi
definitely
Valley.
do wish. I'm sorry.
Nah, you can go.
I definitely think that our record could very easily be. There could legit be an argument right now that we should be undefeated in the SWAC. There could legit be an argument if we're just being honest, or at least one loss. Because
Hmm.
Prairie View A&M should have been a win. You
I
could
agree.
argue this past weekend we could have won if we didn't have injuries. What people don't realize, and nobody's missing this, because the post game is taken away from what actually happened on the field. Our quarterback went down, and our number one receiver went down.
Hmm.
And then our top running back was injured as well, like we just said. So if you're looking at this in hindsight, we hung with your team with a backup quarterback, no number one receiver, and a bunch of running backs, essentially. But nobody's
Yeah.
missing, like I said.
Yeah, I think that we are better than we'll be shown. I think in a lot of games, a lot of our losses, I feel like we beat ourselves. I can't really tell you how good this team is because I don't feel like they've shown how good they can be. Once you show how good you can be and you have a clean game where you don't have dumb penalties, where you're not putting yourself in bad situations due to special teams mistakes, or your offense is firing on all cylinders, I think that you're a lot better. I can judge you a lot better.
Yeah,
I haven't been able to do that with this team because something always ends up happening. So I feel like
every
we got to see what
game,
happens.
literally every game.
Yeah.
And like we're we're gonna get to these comments later because there's a lot of things that I think we need to respond to at some point. But we hit Shador more than anybody else in the SWAT. Anybody else, everybody has played this season. There is nobody else has hit him as much. And Dion admitted after in the what was it on Monday in their coaches conference?
Mhm.
He's a little banged up right now. You can see that from the game. If you really pay attention, he was injured. He was not 100% healthy. And that's
Yeah.
due to our defensive pressure. We
Hmm.
blitzed him, we hit him in the mouth, and he just, obviously when you blitz enough at some point, there's going to be a busted coverage. There's going to be, things that happen.
Oh shoot. This me or is you? I can't even tell.
I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm
Oh,
still
all
here
right.
now. I'm here.
Yeah, you still here?
Okay. You talk about us playing the SWAC champions with a first year head coach, with
Mm.
basically essentially a brand new staff, and we hang with you until the fourth quarter. We hang with you until the fourth quarter. So yes, I consider it a moral victory for a first-year head coach. This coach, the Jawlers, are bad mouthing to the end, and we hung with you the whole game. As a freshman quarterback, and basically, like I said, a brand new staff.
I don't think anybody was expecting the game to be as close as it was. I mean, like I said, people were
No.
talking about you had us even like people from ASU side saying it was 60, it's gonna be 60 piece, it's gonna be a
You
70
see how many
whatever.
views we got in here right now? That's what we thought the score is gonna be.
Make sure y'all like and comment on the stream too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. And subscribe too. Khalil, let me show these people. Let me show them the thing real quick. I have
Yeah.
to.
Perfect comment, bro. Perfect comment.
So I don't know if it's gonna show. Is it showing?
Brand. I got you, buddy.
Yeah, can you please? Because it's not letting me show.
Go ahead, Kendall.
Oh yeah, as you guys can see, it's like 81.9%, almost 82% of y'all that's not following or that's not subscribing to the channel. So please make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. We appreciate the love. We appreciate.
I don't know if it's just me or not right now. Kendall may or may not be here. But yes, like he said, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate you guys. There's 67 of y'all in here right now. So make sure I got you, Kendall. I got you, buddy. I got you, buddy. There we go, man. There we go. Like Kendall said, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. We moving on. We moving on. That's the one thing we will say about our school. We need to improve our Wi-Fi. Make sure y'all make that happen. So you can catch up with us, and we will fix this Wi-Fi. Y'all can help us out, man. But yeah,
Wow.
Kendall. Before we get to these comments, we got a couple other things we want to talk about. So everybody's in here right now. Stay tuned. Stick.
This dude finna be out too. All right. Well, moving on. Oh, all right. See, you did it already. My fault. All right, volleyball. Volleyball. Volleyball is actually 6-1 in the SWAC. They're currently on a 3-game winning streak. They've been balling the past what they played Sunday and Monday of this past week. They've been balling. They got wins against Texas Southern, Alcorn, and Southern last Sunday and Monday. Before I get into any stats or anything like that, I do want to say prayers up to Mahogany Vincent. She did suffer a concussion in the last couple of games. I'm not exactly sure which one, but she did suffer a concussion. As podcasters and as fans of the game, we definitely send our prayers up to her for sure. Wish her a speedy recovery. Jada Rhodes, she had 34 kills combined in the 3 games that they played during that 3-game winning streak, rather. And she's been doing a really good job leading this team in Mahogany's absence. And this team has just been playing. They've been playing really good. They've been hitting their stride when they need to. Obviously, I know conference play is the biggest thing. That is the biggest play. Is we're looking to win the SWAC championship. So they've been playing that. They've been doing their thing, and they play against Alabama this Friday at 6 in Tuscaloosa. So if you guys are in the Tuscaloosa area, make sure y'all go and watch some good volleyball, and hopefully this team can keep up their winning streak.
Absolutely, Kendall. Now I want to talk about the soccer team. Soccer team went 1-0-1 this past week. They defeated Arkansas Pine Bluff and they tied with Grambling. They will take on looking to avenge the football loss against Jackson State this coming Friday in Jackson. Make sure you guys tune into them. Shout out to them, doing well in the SWAC so far, and I'm looking forward to seeing some more success. Now, Kendall, let's get to these comments, man.
You got it, because I can't even. Yeah, you got it, because I can't even click on nothing right now.
I'm back, bro. I'm back. Can you see me now?
Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
Okay. Click through, man. Let's click through. Mississippi needs some water. You're right. They definitely need some water.
Make sure y'all donate.
Donate for sure. Like, comment, subscribe always.
I was talking about donating to Mississippi, bro.
Hey, my fault, man. My fault. My fault. My fault. Do that too.
Make
Do that
sure,
too.
make sure y'all
Do that too.
donate to
Do
Mexico,
that
bro.
too. Do that too. Do that too.
Oh my god.
I'm just tired of this notion that we got dominated, bro. I really am. It's not.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I feel like the game got out of hand towards the end of the game. But I mean, I don't know, bro. Like I said, like we were talking about before, I don't know how much arguing we can do with some of these fans because it's gonna be
Just
what's
like
gonna be.
it's that simple. I mean, it's not worth
Yeah,
the
it's
energy.
gonna
They're
be what
like
it's
Trump
gonna be.
supporters.
One thing I do,
They're
one thing
like
I do
Trump
want to say,
supporters.
one thing I do want to say is respect to Coach Robinson because he's been getting a lot of flack in the media this past week. Definitely respect to him. At the end of the day, he said what he said. He did issue an apology or whatever, but I think that at the end of the day, um, we were talking about it before. He showed me that at the very least, he's a very prideful individual about the school, about his team, and I think that's what you want in a coach, regardless of whether you agree with what he said or not. He could have easily walked up there and not really said anything. He could have easily just shook Dion's hand and it would have been over with, whatever. But he made a statement, and I like it or not, he made the statement. And one of the things that I think is really going to come out of it is I think his team is gonna rally around him. At the end of the day, I think your coach makes a statement like that. I think that your team is going to rally around you regardless. So I'm hoping that shows on the field as well.
Oh, I just don't get what's the if anything. If we're gonna say anything about Coach Robinson behavior, I think we have to say the same thing about Coach Prom's behavior. If you're going to
I think it's
criticize
definitely
Coach
coming on
Robinson,
both sides.
say the same thing about Coach Prom. A street works two ways.
For sure. I definitely think if
You can
you're going to
clip
say
two characters.
anything, it's like you said. I definitely think if you're going to say anything about one or the other, I definitely think both of them can hold some accountability if we're talking like that. We've noticed. We've definitely noticed.
Nobody's happy, but considering that
Mm.
y'all thought it was going to be a money game, of
Yeah, did
course.
y'all think we was gonna lose by 2 touchdowns, or y'all thought y'all was gonna blow us out? I'm very curious.
And then you
'Cause
want to blame the buses being short. Okay,
yeah,
being late.
I feel like everybody had y'all blowing us out, but it is what it
Oh,
is.
I do want to say this, Kendall. It's gonna be a sad day if Jackson State did all this all season just for Coach Prime to leave in the year. Y'all gonna be sick as a dog.
I'm gonna be honest with you though. I mean, it would be funny, but I don't really want that to happen. I'm gonna be honest. I like Dion being in the SWAC. I like the competition that it brings. Every game against Jackson State is always a good one. Regardless of score at the end of the day, everybody want to beat them. So Coach Robinson said that too. So I think that I hope he stays. I do. I really do. Um, but if he does go, it's gonna be pretty
It is
sad.
what it is. It's gonna be a sad day in Mississippi. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
for
the
sure.
best team in the state gonna be sick. We're not wishing. Nobody's wishing that he leaves because we appreciate what he's done for the SWAT. But at the
Sure.
same time, there is, if you're Jackson State, you gotta realize the reality.
So what's gonna happen after that though? Y'all gonna have a 20 game losing
What's gonna
streak?
happen with
Is
Jackson
that
State?
I know that. Yeah, y'all gonna have a 20 game losing streak, or like I'm confused. I like how now we got 85 viewers now, and it's just a whole bunch of hate comments. This is very funny to me.
Mm-hmm. Kendall, I wish I knew what their record was before Coach Prime. But from what I've been hearing, they weren't that good. It's like a Golden State Warriors effect, in my opinion.
I mean, I don't really think there's any anger at this point. I like we said, it's kind of just it is what it is. I mean, we looking forward to Mississippi Valley. That was the whole point of this episode.
I mean, they are really good friends. If you paid attention to TV, they talk every day, or at least once or twice a week. We made the SWAC championship more recent than y'all did before Dion got there. 2010 to be exact.
I feel like most of these is just it's just Jackson State fans. This is very interesting.
Exactly. They're talking to themselves.
But yeah, man,
I love interaction.
when are you free, bro? I'm trying to go and swag in the food, bro. When are you free?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry, buddy.
I said, when are you free? I'm trying to go and swag in the food this week, man.
Get some food.
I'm trying to go on Swacked in a Fool.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Come on, bro.
What? Time out before I answer that question. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, donate to the Wild Card 2K. That's our cash up. Like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. The Wild Card. Follow us on Instagram, Wild Card 2K. Follow us on Twitter, Wild Card 2K. Make sure y'all get that done. Kendall, we can go on Swag whenever we want to. Oh, it is me. Shout out to Swag Food, by the way. That was the homies.
For sure. Those are the guys. That's family. Shoot, bro. I don't know. Wednesday. Well, Wednesday tomorrow, ain't it? Maybe like Friday.
Yeah, Wednesday tomorrow. So, man, I'm available.
Yeah. Y'all let us know. We can go on for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, like the stream.
Or you want to keep going? We good. What's up?
Prime State University is crazy. Unless anybody else got something to say, that's of substance.
Logical. Oh, you can call us on Smacking the Food. We already know it's Smacking the Food. We already know.
The gang. We appreciate y'all.
We appreciate y'all Smacking the Food. We appreciate y'all sending these trolls in here.
We need moderators. We need editors. We need everything at this point.
Yeah, facts. But that's gonna do it for this episode, y'all. If you want to interact with us, message us on Twitter, Wildcard2K, Instagram, Wildcard2K. You can hit us. Yeah, you could DM Kendall. I ain't gonna say Instagram. I don't know if you want me to or not. But we always here. We available. What's going on? Trash talk, we can do that. We can trash talk. We can do all that. But make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. We will see you guys on the next episode.
Hey, we appreciate y'all.